What's up, everybody? I'm Sly The Movie Guy. Here's my movie review of Overlord, directed by Julius Avery, stars Wyatt Russell, Iain the Caestecker, Jovan Adepo, excuse me if I pronounce y'all names wrong, and the rest of the other cast and crew. And in this film, on the eve of D-Day, American paratroopers drop behind enemy lines to penetrate the walls of a fortified church and destroy a radio transmitter. As the soldiers approach their target, they soon begin to realize that there's more going on in the Nazis' occupied village than a simple military operation. Making their way to an underground lab, the outnumbered men stumbled upon a sinister experiment that forces them into a vicious battle against an army of the undead. And basically, it's like kind of like a zombie apocalypse in a World War II event. And that's kind of very interesting to me. I like when movies take real life events or something like that, like in a war or something, and then put like some type of like a horror sim to it, like a vibe. It makes you wonder if that really could happen. What would these army men do? And that's kind of like interesting. And all I gotta say is I really enjoyed this movie. This movie, it has issues, but I had a lot of fun with this movie. Good things about it, the storyline. The storyline I like where in the very beginning it really gets you invested just in the beginning of the movie. I like how just in the beginning when the plane and stuff, when they inside the plane and then when they get down to the Nazi village and all that, that's when things are like, okay, I'm in for a ride. And it gets you right up in there. It gets you in there. And I was just so intrigued how this was going to go. And one of the aspects I think works really well is they adding the mystery, like the suspense and the mystery to this lab. Like as the army men are going through, they trying to take out the Nazis and all that and destroy the radio transmitter, like I mentioned from the synopsis. The things I like is when they trying to get rid of the Nazis, but they discover things and they see a mysterious lab. As they go through, before they get to that mysterious lab, they doing all their army stuff, and when they see that, it gets really interesting because you're like, this is, never seen this before. And it just gets you interesting as an audience of looking at that. And I was just so investing because I was like trying to figure out what are these Nazis trying to do? What kind of thing are they doing? Because it does something don't look right. So and they broadscope that very much in this movie. They go through that, and I love how they build up the suspense. And it's a little scary because you don't know what's going to happen. So each time when we see our characters going through here and there in different places, it actually gets you like kind of giving you goosebumps what could happen because it might be something going on. And as one of our characters goes and see the lab, that's when you're like, oh, this could be very interesting. And we see little things here that like people inside these little like on these tables and stuff that one of our characters look at, and it actually was kind of a little bit like scary and unsettled. There were some parts in here and I was just like, oh, I didn't expect to see. And it was just one of the things that I thought the directing did very well. And I give credit to Julius Avery on his directing in this movie. It really pays off here. And one of the things I think what makes this movie scary is it's not so much zombies like jumping out and stuff like apocalyptic thing like that. Now, that's one thing I think a fan will go in because from the trailers it made you look like that's what's going to happen, but in the movie it don't happen. In some parts of the movie where there's a couple of zombies that do appear doing that stuff, like in certain battles, but overall it's not like that. So if you go into this movie thinking it's going to be more zombies, then you'll be let down. And for me, I want to let down because I like how this movie took that approach differently, not with zombies just popping up like just start with a war and all that. It just didn't need that. I think this movie did it very well of showing like it can be scary instead of like having things jump at you. It was just scary enough where I was just so invested because I didn't know what's gonna happen. So that's one of the things I liked about the movie. Let's get on with the acting. The acting is very good here. That was the one I was afraid of, because sometimes with zombie apocalyptic movie, the acting can be really, really bad. Here it's been good. Like Jovan, Adepo really did good here. I couldn't believe how much screen time he had in this movie. He did a phenomenal job, and I give him 2 thumbs up. Other castings did well, like Wyatt Russell did a phenomenal job. Iain the Caestecker. The names, these actors got weird names, but that's beside the point. They did a phenomenal job, so I say they did great. Mathilde Ollivier is one of the leading female, the leading actress in this movie. She did great. I couldn't believe, as a leading lady, she did a great job. They did a great job as the characters in the movie. So I say the characters, when they talk to each other, that was investing too. Because I like when you take a apocalyptic action thriller, you have characters talking to each other. That adds depth into the story. Don't have like dull characters or just characters that just stale and don't have them like just standing there and stuff. They just had good characters here in this movie, and I thought that was across the board good. Let me talk about the action. Now, the action and the effects in this movie is incredible. It's well done. I didn't have one problem with it in this movie. Everything did not look like a CGI fest. Everything looked real. It looked realistic. So I could buy into that if this like was happening. But we know zombies don't exist. But in this movie, none of it didn't take me out. So I was very glad that I was looking at a smooth, clean action in the movie and effects in this movie. So all that, 2 thumbs up. I say all those things, everything from the acting to special effects was good. Now let me get to the negatives. The only negatives I have is I want to see a little bit of character development. I mean, I enjoyed with the characters I've seen on screen, but I want to see a little bit of character development in this film. So that's one of the parts I wanted to see in this movie. That's when I look for a horror movie. I want to see a little character development. But besides that, I enjoyed the movie enough where it didn't bother me as much, because so much of the suspense and a little bit of the action in this movie really got me invested, and the characters alone that was doing stuff really paid off. So I say check this movie out if you haven't seen it yet. It's still in theaters. Please check this out if you're old enough, because this movie is rated R. And it has some unsettled moments with a couple of zombies fighting one of our characters. So this is a good movie. I want to give Overlord a B+. Let me know in the comment section down below, what did you think about this movie? Tell me what's your favorite zombie apocalyptic movie. If like this year I reviewed Cargo, that was kind of like apocalyptic movie, starred Martin Freeman. Check that out. I think it's still on Netflix. So check that movie out. It's really, really good. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, click thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, click subscribe and the bell button. That's how I can see you next time on Sly The Movie Guy. Peace.